Hey guys, it's Brett. I was on the Reddit today for Baduk and saw this guy, 12Q, asking for a review, and I thought, maybe this will be fun. I'll do some video reviews for people, that are a little lower ranked than me, and we can see how it goes. Uh, so he's playing as black. Let's get into the game. I've looked through it, so I made a few variations and notes in the opening, but I didn't go the whole way through. So black plays the Chinese. Of course, that's a great move, and white approaches, also a great move. But black chooses pincer, and we're going to see that that's a mistake. But first, I thought I'd just show a couple of the sort of normal variations. Black backs off here. White could play this move, and then black has a choice. Both of these are very commonly played. Let's just go through the most common one first. Here, white backs off, also the most common move. And then black comes back, takes the corner. White finishes this Joseki. And then black approaches here. This is one option. The other option, of course, is for black just to play here first. White finishes the Joseki. We come down to this corner. White backs off again, and then black could play this, and it would be this. We've transposed to that other position, but B and C are also playable for black. So you can see with C, black makes this really big sort of shape here, and the same thing. You can just imagine something like this, and they're getting shape. So in the game though, black chooses this, and we're going to see why this is a mistake. You should only choose this pincer when you want to block. So the idea you can see for black is he's not going to want to play this way because it just lets white destroy this upper area. I mean, I suppose this is an option, and black can extend to here, but I don't think this is really the good direction. Black's sort of invested on this right side of the board, so to let it go so easily doesn't seem great to me. So black chooses this one, but he can't choose this Joseki here. Why? Because this stone is too low and too far away. So we play this normal one. White could also just consider this push, but there's no need for it here. And now, yeah, so white plays this shoulder hit, and this is the exact move that makes this Joseki choice with this stone a mistake. So you ask, what's the way to attack the stone? And the answer is, there's really no good way to attack this stone. This shoulder hit is sort of perfectly placed to reduce this area. It's pretty far away from this wall, and this stone is low, so getting this attack will be tough. Here's one possible sort of Joseki. Would look like this: push, push, and then connect underneath to keep everything safe. But you can just see white took the corner and got some points, and black took this influence, but the influence is gone. Here maybe it's, at least black is getting some influence here on the bottom right, but overall, yeah, I think this Joseki is just a mistake. Otherwise, black can push here, but white can just jump, and you can play really lightly, and it's the same sort of thing. The influence is destroyed. But okay, so you choose this knight's move. Yeah, I think just pushing is better because it's letting white really just make a base and play very lightly, really easily. So white jumps over to here. I think it's okay. I kind of wonder if white could think about something like this, coming down and really putting his feet, but I suppose if you get this pincer, it might be pretty annoying for white. So white's move's probably good. I'll try and focus on black though. And here I hear you ask, so what can we do to attack? I think it's very difficult. The move that I think I would play is maybe this one, just to sort of help this cut and keep putting the pressure on these stones. So white probably needs to jump out, and you can imagine playing like this peep. So maybe you just get to split off and build a little something here, but it looks tough still. So black chooses this. I think trying to take this one stone, but I think white makes a good decision because it's kind of small, so white just moves out. What can black really do here? Well, let's see if this cut is really such a problem at this point. It looks like it is, right? So, oh no, this ladder works still. So it seems like you played a little too worried about this cut, right? There's just no other moves. I mean, even this is okay. Same thing, white goes down. Yeah, so this ladder is still just working because you can go down. So shouldn't have worried about the cut yet, which means, yeah, I think jumping here is good. Let's see if white plays this cut. That looks more annoying. Seems like white's going to get some pretty good profit attacking this stone. But yeah, anyway, so there's interesting variations here. Again, though, I think these stones are going to be fine. Maybe you can come back and attack like this, right? To try and kill all of these stones. So the point is, though, that this Joseki in the beginning was a mistake. That's probably the most important thing to take away from this. Remember, you need this stone to be here, really, for this to be a viable Joseki choice. All right, back to the game. Where were we? Up here. Yeah, so black chose this. It's already a difficult situation. I think, you know, some of those other variations are better if you're worried about the cut. Maybe just playing this poke right away. Oh, sorry, I'm on edit mode still. Maybe playing this poke right away to fix the cut and then jump out to try and attack everything. But it's going to be really hard. I mean, I don't think you can kill these 3 stones. It seems impossible to me. All right, so underneath, white plays this. Yeah, so white plays this to set up this ladder here, but he didn't need it, right? I mean, so imagine that that white stone's not there, right? And you get this move in the game. There, there, there. Oh, I'm sorry, you do need it. So yeah, that's the ladder breaker for white. My mistake. I was having an illusion there for a second. So yeah, he plays this ladder breaker. Interesting. You could just consider, of course you didn't see it. Something like this is fine to, well, I guess not. Although you can still just fight with this one stone this way. And shorting this group Joseki's actually, or Liberties actually does make some trouble in the corner. So if black could get one more reduction, that would be good. This one, of course, also does the job. This cut still isn't working. That cut works, but you know, black can just. I guess it's complicated once that cut's there. I think this is probably okay because you can extend. If he cuts, I think it's an overplay because this group is pretty weak still. So you can fight is the point with this this group and this group. And this group, your group seems like it might be able to make some eye space, but yeah, I suppose it takes some deep reading to see what's going on. Of course, you could always, if it really is impossible, this one's fine just to fix it all and surround the outside. But it sounds like, and this feels pretty passive to me because now white can really just jump out, and you know this group's safe forever. Black didn't get anything here really, and except Sente. So I suppose getting Sente is good. All right, let's keep going through the game here. And yeah, so now white plays this cut. What did you play in the game? This one. I mean, so what about here? Something like that to keep the outside, you know, this is probably okay. Or even this one. I guess you're trying to attack this group, but again, it seems pretty impossible to me. White should probably just be able to walk out with these stones. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's probably unnecessary, but I guess it does help remove some of these eyes if white now goes for this cut. Seems pretty dangerous for black. this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. But looks like black lives like this. And now the white group's in trouble. So yeah, I think it's an overplay for white to go for that cut. White plays this one to try and connect. You don't let him connect. So yeah, you live in Sente and you keep him cut. This seems like a pretty good result for you. Definitely not letting these connect is good. I think, yeah, what do you play in the game? So you play this. Oh, I think definitely playing this extra move to kill these stones is like you have to play it. Why don't let these move out? If these stones die, I mean the game is pretty much over because now you took what was a really good move for white, this shoulder hit, and made him get nothing out of it except for a dead group, and you become super thick in this area where you're just going to make points all over the board because of this thickness. That one seems to work. Oh, except that you let him connect. Yeah, so letting him connect is a big mistake. Is there a better move here? Yeah, I mean, why not just cut, right? I suppose this ko is annoying. Maybe this one first, and then come back for this ko. It's a big ko. I mean, the burden's on white. White really needs to save these stones, so I suppose he'd have to play this one and take, and then find a ko threat. But what's his ko threat? Maybe he's got no local ko threats to live, right? He can't play any moves around here. Maybe he just, I mean, yeah, I don't see this pincer to try and take this one stone, but this is definitely bigger. So now this is all dead. All of these stones are possibly in trouble. Well, this corner's probably alive, but these two stones are dead, and the game's over. Yeah, so letting him connect is... Even here, can you play this to cut? Yeah, it looks like you can play here. If he connects, if you cut, he moves out to make a ko, but this group is much weaker. I guess he's going out like this. But you're going to get to attack this group and profit on both sides. It's true that your group here isn't the strongest, but this B group is just so weak that you should be able to attack it. There might even be better sequences to cut this. Maybe you just play, let's see, you played this one. Yeah, so this just lets him connect. That's pretty clearly not the right move. 49, what's the other option? Can you play? Yeah, this one doesn't work. So yeah, I think you got to cut. You can't let this connect after you did the work here to keep them separated. But okay, so let's keep going through the game. Are you obligated to connect? Well, let's look. I mean, let's just say that you play somewhere else, and then he cuts. What's the danger? These stones are all alive. These stones are pretty much all connected. It seems like you can just move out this way. And if he moves out to try and take these two stones, you can just take, even if he tries this, none of this works. This stone's dead. And now he's made this other weak group here. I mean, these three stones are three stones are weaker than your group on the top, in my opinion. So I don't think you need that connection. Of course, it makes the game more complicated. But if he doesn't kill these stones now, or you kill these, you took a very big point move. So I don't think you are obligated to connect there. So white plays this one. I think it's better for him to either answer here or play this pincer. you know, because he does have the stone in the proper position, and it sort of helps. He's got this influence here that helps counter black's influence here now. So I think white's move is a mistake in the middle. It's too early for that. I mean, black can come in here now and really destroy this. And there's still this invasion here. And black's really strong here, so, you know, he can probably go at least to here. So I think that was a bad move for white. And so, yeah, again, the same thing. If I'm black, I'm not playing this one. And the reason why is because all of this area on the bottom is still wide open for invasions. I mean, even this pincer works. And even the other pincer that he plays in the game, I think, works. I think there's enough Aji here that he can probably play this kind of move to live in the corner. I'll maybe show that later because I think he has a chance. So, yeah, I don't think this is where you should develop the Moyo. I think you either should play. I'd be really tempted. I would take this, almost certainly. Black comes out, you take the corner. White maybe plays this to take this influence, but you're going to be able to ruin so much of this influence by the because of this strength you have here. So this is just one way this Joseki could go. Something like that. And you can see, so white made this influence, but it's still really open. So you've got the 3-3 as a possibility, and you've got, I think you could play this even. Maybe it's tough because of, maybe white wouldn't play this gently because he has this stone here, but you know, this is one possible pattern. So yeah, I think this move was not good. He pincers, I think that's fine. And yeah, this one I don't think is I think this is a mistake. I think you should jump or double approach. They all seem good to me. You know, you're I think behind in this game. And part of it was this move just leaves this too open for invasions, and part of it was this Joseki choice. So just trying to build this territory I don't think is going to be enough. All right. Yeah, I think you should split that. Besides this move, I think it's okay. I mean, take this one stone is good. And if he pulls out, yeah, you're going to get to destroy a lot of this area, and you can still come back and block. So I don't know, I actually think it's fine. I think you focused on the wrong area here. This corner is big, but this is the big moyo that white wants to build. So for me, yeah, I don't know that this is the right timing, but maybe it's okay. I'd be very happy to take these two stones, though. Yeah, so now white, you can see, sort of makes this influence to this stone, but luckily you've got this group sort of running in and breaking it already. And yeah, so you play this one. Taking these two stones is big, but yeah, I'd still want to come in for this pattern that I showed earlier if it works. And it probably does. Maybe you can even just jump out because you've got this thickness here. Or maybe even slide or something to really try and break it. But okay. What happens in the game? He defends there. This is, I think, maybe it's necessary because this group could become weak if black gets a move down here, but that's painful for white to have to play. Jumping in again, so yeah, I think the timing's better to do something in the upper left area. Okay, take the two stones. Sure, it's big. He plays there. This one I don't think you need. Can you? I mean, so he's kind of in the middle of this really strong black area. So if he tries to run these two stones out, I think you'll be able to fight and kill it. So I would say it's almost certainly time to invade in some way in this area. Maybe the 3-3 is just better because it's already small because you've got the stone picking in. So he tries to bring that out. That's fine. Yeah, jumping in seems fine. Although again, I think the other invasions are better. And here, so this one is definitely not the time to invade. Now it's almost gone. I think it's the 3-3 or nothing. You have to let him have these points on the bottom. I'd be pretty tempted at this point to come back and play a move for this corner and this area to make it all yours, because I do think when you play this move, I mean, so white has the answer, but it's impossible for that to live. this cut is a mistake because so now white has this push and cut. So obviously you can't go out because this is a disaster for you. And so white could just take these 2 stones. So this is, yeah, big mistake pushing here. So, but white doesn't see it, but he can definitely just push at any time. And yeah, that's not necessary for white. 3-3, I think it's good timing. I kind of wonder about white's choice. I thought about this maybe, but I think it's okay. I think your Panuki can live there because you've got these sort of, there's lots of Aji. But maybe if he goes the other way, he might be able to do it. Oops. Let's just take a look really quick. I mean, looks like it's already alive anyway. So yeah, I guess this double Atari is not the right idea. Then again, he could play it to take Sente like this and give you a few more points and build this influence. But again, it doesn't seem great because you've already got this stone here. So I think the 3-3 it's very good timing. Oh, the bonus though, I'm sorry, the bonus of him playing this way, where he takes Sente, is he could just ignore, maybe this cut is too much because these stones are weak, but I guess getting this connection is good, but yeah, you can just see that he can't build anything really. Maybe he can cut there. All right, so let's go on with the game. How it happens, like this. So this move let's see. I guess it's maybe it's. Oh no, I think yeah. This corner or something needs to be protected. So let's take a look. When white gets Sente next? Okay, so yeah, maybe white can take Sente here. He invades later in the game, but I think you could start with this. So this is a pattern, right? If you can cross cut. And, you know, if white just goes out, or say black just goes out this way, this shape lives for white in the corner, like this. Let's see, what's the move when he goes down? Is it this one? This one? This one? This one? Oh, I think here. Yeah, so I think this shape lives for white, you can see. So, and the same thing goes if black extends the other way, you know, you can take this Atari and go down to live. So after the cross cut, and of course something like this just lets white live, it's just the other pattern, right? So that would be bad. The other options, I'm sure, black maybe can try some of these Ataris. I'm not really sure how it would go. But the point is, white has some moves in this area to try and make an invasion, so I think it's worth spending your time to take a point, to take these points. It's bigger than those moves up there. But okay, you play this poke. I don't think it's bad, you know. I don't think you're really in trouble here. You don't need to make shape as long as you're connected, because you're connected to all of this stuff on the outside. So yeah, so what happens here? You jump again, that's fine. And when black plays this, let's see how the game goes. Yeah, you can't let him cut. So what's it mean? It means that this was the mistake. I mean, just go with this. Even if he takes this one stone, it's not very big. You can threaten to connect and destroy this area still, and you're connected everywhere else. So you should have just given up that one stone. You tried to save everything, and it ended up giving this cut, which is real big. But let's see, how does this go in the game? There, there, there. Yeah, and right, this doesn't work because it just is an immediate ladder. So yeah, this was a bad result for you, right? You lose these 3 stones, that's pretty huge. Because you tried to save this stone, but of course saving this stone is much worse than losing these. Although, you know, you could take a little bit back. But obviously it's better just to give up that one stone. Push. Um, I don't see the purpose of this, right? This is all connected to living groups. It's time to play the big endgame points. Um, so this is pretty big at this point to save those 2 stones, or maybe, yeah, in fact, this is pretty big. And something like this is still huge. What else? You could play this exchange because it's Sente for you. And then, yeah, maybe look at this one. But then white gets it. So anyway, this is a very small move. I guess you're trying to take these 2 stones. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's worth like 5 or 6 points. Yeah, it's Sente. It's good. That's a good move. And you could also play this Sente exchange. Well, I guess it's not really Sente because you need to link. No, that's pretty dangerous actually. So maybe that's good. You didn't. He plays there. You found this link. That's good. Do you answer that? No, good. Don't answer that. That's exactly, I think, the right move. Um, you could play like this, right? That's fine. It's big though, so you could have considered answering. Is there any way to save it? Answer there. Yeah, that seems okay, right? No, well, not that, obviously. This one. But I think not answering is fine. I think this move that you play is bigger for sure. But what do you let happen here? Yeah, so he invades. I think this is the wrong invasion. I think he should play here. But let's see. I showed you some of those variations earlier. Let's see what happens. I think he needs to push, right? And we can get into this sort of avalanche, which I think is cut, go down. Go down? Oh man, I don't know this. I don't know the small avalanche. I'll look up a variation on Josecopedia just for grins. And I'll just play the most common one and let's see what it looks like. Maybe black shouldn't play the most common one because he's already so strong in the area. Um, Sorry, I'm just looking this up so we can see how it might go. So white does go, black goes down, white goes down, then black goes down, white goes down, black pushes out, white plays here, black plays that one and that one, and this cross cut. Capture, block, cut, extend, capture, capture. Yeah, so this would be really bad for black, right? Because white would live on the inside. So this would be a disaster for black. So I guess black would have to play some other sequence. You know, I would recommend you look around on Josecopedia and try and find one. You know, black can also just play this simpler one, but white makes this shape, and maybe this group is already pretty tough to kill. I don't know, it'd be an interesting fight. So I think it's worth putting in the move earlier in the game to seal it. This seems like it's pretty obviously just going to be a dead group for white. So this fight happens. I don't know, yeah. He goes back and takes that. You answer there. That's one I don't know if it's bigger at this point. I think you can pretty safely just play this because it's Sente for white. If he wants to take those 2 stones, right? If he captures, because he can't cut, because then you just capture. Then he would play here. He can. But you can still do it. The result doesn't end up being that different. So, I don't know. I think I'd answer at the top. He pushes. This is obviously a really bad move. There's just no way white's going to save those stones. He clamps there. I'm pretty tempted to just connect. Yeah, why? Really? Well, I guess this is fine, because if he does this, you can just link. So he blocks. And there's still no need, because you've got A and B, right? You've got this to connect and this to connect. So white, you know, even if you play somewhere else, white plays this one, you play that one. Sure, he gets this. But I don't think he can kill these groups. He jumps out, you just connect. He pushes, you block. Yeah, I don't see white living here. So I don't think there was a need for that connection. Now he tries to cut. That's good though, just block it. He captures there. See, that's pretty painful. Do you have to answer that? Probably. Why not? That's a good thing to go back and look at on your own. I'm not going to read it right now. It's probably, you probably need to answer it. Push and this one. And you cut that way, which is obviously a big mistake because he connects and he's alive. So this is kind of the game, right? I mean, once this lives, there's no way black can win. I'm pretty sure. So what was the right move? I would have been tempted to do this one. Right, that doesn't seem to work for him. And push doesn't seem to work right away. And connecting obviously just lets you do that. So yeah, it seems like you just cut the wrong way and let that live. Once it lives, I think the game is just about over. Yeah, I don't even think white needs this move on the inside, right? And yeah, so the game just wraps up. Okay, sure. Yeah, and what's the final score? It seems, what's the score estimator think? Yeah, white plus 15. So yeah, it seems like obviously this was a big mistake at the end to lose the game. This Joseki choice at the beginning was a big mistake. But overall, you know, you handled it well because you got to kill some of these stones in the middle. And if you had just, I think, taken the time to, well, if you hadn't lost these stones, and if you had taken the time to secure this area with one more move instead of playing some of these small moves, you could have won the game. So overall, you know, pretty good. I didn't see any big Joseki errors in the beginning, except for the choice. I mean, you played the pattern right. And then, yeah, this was, you know, you probably just, if you're going to play, well, don't play, but next time you see this shoulder, you can consider this move and see a pattern like this to stay connected, or something like this, you know, to, I don't know if black should actually play there, but, you know, white makes a light shape and moves out. All right, well, I hope that review was helpful, and anyone who watched, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time.